In the first 8 seasons under Mark Richt, the Georgia Bulldogs averaged more than 10 wins a year. There is no other 8-year period like that in the 120 years Georgia has been playing football. But since the last 2 seasons have slipped, finishing 6 and 7 a year ago, Richt has found himself under fire in some circles.
You're in a high-pressure job anyway, under the best of circumstances. After these last couple of years, how have you handled the pressure that comes with your job?
Well, I think what helps me a lot is the fact that I've got my faith in the Lord, and I know that I can't do this job. No one man can do this job. We all need great support staff. My faith is in the Lord, so I don't get too caught up into my identity being football coach only. That's a dangerous place to be. I guess the best way to say it is, what I do is not who I am. Okay. Do I think football is important? It's critically important. God's word says, in Colossians 3:23, whatever you do your work heartily and do it unto the Lord. So, you've got, what do? I coach ball. For me personally, I try to do it, for the Lord. And that's kind of what gives me balance, I guess, and peace, or whatever you want to say.
When you hear some of the things that have been said the last 2 years, I don't know how much you listen to anything,
right?
But to hear some of the things that have been said the last 2,
right? How
hard is that?
I don't really worry about it too much. You can't worry about it. I think there's a difference between critiques and criticism. Sometimes I think criticism is aimed in a negative fashion. If you're getting critiqued, people are trying to maybe send you a message that there's a better way to do it. And, so anytime you feel a criticism or a critique, I think you need to look at it, regardless of how it's presented to you. I think that if you look at what you're doing and you're really honest with yourself, you've got to, again, make whatever changes you think you need to make to get the program moving exactly the way we want it to move.
Just how daunting is it to stay on top of everything and continue to make sure that you've got a football team that's going to win games?
Right. Well, there's a lot to it. There's so many facets that you're dealing with that maybe you didn't deal with before. If you want to really coach football, I don't know if you want to be head coach,
But Richt does, and has worked to free more of his time to prepare for what may be his most important season ever at Georgia.